Okay, I think this live. Well, anyway, I want to say hello, everyone. This is a moment with Imogene, and it's really good to be back speaking with you guys and just enjoying this beautiful day. If you haven't had an opportunity to go outside into this weather, into this beautiful, sunny, warm weather where I have on short sleeve, I'm a little sweaty, went for a walk, but I feel good. But I have to come online. I want to talk to you guys about the whole notion of stop praying, planning, and prospering. During this time, those are the four things that we need to be doing. Stop, pray, plan, and prosper. I could get that third finger up there. But that's what we need to be doing. And I had to understand during this time when we first went into this shelter in place, I had to think about, okay, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm in shelter in place now, I can't go nowhere, I'm stopping. Literally, no, to stop is a very intentional move. I had to realize that. It's very intentional to actually say, I'm going to stop. I had to stop and reflect. I had to stop and think about, what am I doing? What is, where am I going? How am I connected? And that's where I had to stop and then pray. I had to get up and just stop and think, Lord, and thank God. Just thank God that each and every day how he's protected me and my family. Thank God that, I got the small things in the house like toilet paper and paper towels. Just stop and be thankful that, that my family and friends are still here with me. We can still talk to each other virtually. We can still call each other on the phone. We can still send messages through Facebook. Whatever it is, we still can be connected to one another because, we think things are bad for us, but trust me, there is someone that's always worse off than you. So we have to learn just to stop and be thankful, have a sense of gratitude. But in order to even recognize to have gratitude, you got to stop in your tracks and just think about what it is that you're doing. Where are you going? And like I said, most of all, reconnected and praying. What are you doing when you first get up in the morning? Are you dropping to your knees and asking God, what do I do today? What do I need to do today that you're going to be glorified? What do I need to to be today? How do I need to respond to life today that you would be glorified, that people will see you in me, and it's the and it, to readjust my thought process, because I begin to think about, oh, I got to do this and this. It's all about kind of what I want and what I want to do, and it's you moving, but it's in that time of reflection you get to realign yourself back up to the one that who really controls all and controls everything, and put me back in alignment. So it's in that time of reflection and being reconnecting back to who Lord is, God of my life. And so it's in that moment of then I get to pray, then I begin to ask for direction. Who, who best ever to ask for direction from anyone besides the Holy Spirit? Who else that knows all things, sees all things, knows the beginning from the end? He already knows how this whole coronavirus is going to end up, how everything is going to end up. Who better to direct me? Just like we tell our kids, oh, I've been there, done that. You need to listen to me because I need to check. I'm trying to tell you what to do so you don't fall into that trap. That's what our prayer life is like. Just stopping and going to God, asking for direction. He already knows the beginning from the end. So it's in those moments to do that. But you gotta stop. And there's a quote I want to read to you guys that I heard one of my mentors, an amazing man, Paul Martinelli. And he said this today. He said, the things that you know you should do, let me start over. Do the things that you know you should do, even on special occasions. Do the things you know you should do, even on special occasions. What that is saying is no excuses. No excuses. But how do you know that you're not even giving yourself these excuses if you don't stop? If you don't take the time to reflect, to readjust, what is really working? Is what am I doing really working? if you don't stop and reflect on that, how do you know that you're not on this cycle that you've been on for years, doing the same thing over and over and over and over again? How do you know that? You don't until you take that time to stop and reflect and to pray. I'm telling you, that's what we need to be doing right now. And then our next one is, then we need to go into planning mode. Okay? So, faith without works is dead. I'm not going to go, God is not going to drop an idea into my spirit, because hope you do know that. What the ideas that we get, that falls into our spirit, like these aha moments, those are the gifts of God dropping into us that He wants us to react to. But a lot of times what we do with them, we let them drop, we kind of push them to the side, because our unbelief, our limited belief, all those things begin to kick in and we don't move forward with them. I am so guilty of that. And so it's not a pointing the finger, because I do got 4 fingers pointed back at myself. But I'm sharing this to know that this saying that, hey, this happens to the best of us, we do have to still have to acknowledge. I have to acknowledge, okay, this is not working. I need a plan. I need a plan. And I'll tell you right now, there's not one gift that God has given me. I definitely have a gift of being very strategic, of being systematic about where you need to go. That is a gift. That's why I've been able to help so many different individuals, from teenagers trying to find their way to adults trying to find their way to get to that, while they're here trying to get to there, because it takes that whole planning process. It takes that roadmap to get you there, right? And so it's taking that time just to plan it out, but to be intentional about your planning, because it's in your planning that is going to get you there. It's their roadmap. Just think about, if I was going to drive from Fresno to, say, Florida, coming for you, Kim. If I was going to drive from Fresno to Florida, I have to know, okay, I'm going to drive so many hours. I'm going to stay in this state. Then I'm going to drive another. I'm going to stay in this state. I'm going to be in this hotel. That's the roadmap. I know where I'm going. I got each markers of where I'm going till I get to my destination, which will be Florida. So that's where the whole planning process comes in. And it has to be realistic. How realistic is it for you to say, I'm going to leave and go to Florida, but I go by way of Canada? Really don't make sense, right? And so you have to know what you're doing and where you're going. And so, but if you do not be intentional about what you're doing, you're going to take the Canada route, and you won't know any different. You won't know any different, because you're such on autopilot that you keep doing it over and over and over again. Man, let me tell you, that has been a big portion of my life until I had the understanding where God gave me the spirit of understanding for this. It's like, I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again. So I have to make that decision about doing that planning. So it's about not making those excuses about doing it. Say, okay, hey, have you ever had your plan? But when it comes to execute a step of it, how we can so smoothly, just like a smooth man, just talk you right on wherever. Bad example. But anyway, you get the point. Your excuses will flow in. It will just move you. You don't even realize you heading towards a whole different direction of where you should be going, because that's been the way you've been trained to think. And your brain is made to keep you safe. Your brain is wired to keep you safe. And sometimes keeping you safe means keeping you doing that same thing. Because people go back, like you said, how does women go back and they've been abused or whatever, and they keep running back to these men? That become their comfort. That become their baseline. So they go back to it because that's their baseline. That abuse is their comfort. It sounds weird, but it's the truth. You think women want to be beat down and abused? No, it's something that is triggering them. But if you do not take the time to stop, to pray, to plan, and commit to what you're doing and be very intentional, man, that autopilot is a dangerous thing. It will have you just jumping all over the place, You think you're going to Florida, but you may end up in Iraq somewhere. Who knows? Because you are not taking that time to do that. So, but anyway, that is just a moment with Imogene that I want to talk to you about. And hey, I hope you enjoying this beautiful. I mean, this day is beautiful. Get out, move, go outside and move because it's such a wonderful day outside. You know, there's always a silver lining to everything. You have to just look for it, but it's there. Trust me, it's there. Look for the lesson in everything. There's a lesson in everything. Look for it, and it's there. So anyway, this is the moment with Imogene. Bye. Talk to you later.